Hello, welcome back. This is Mark Summers from Summers Technical Services. So this is our second video on the RF load tray assignment, and on this video we'll be talking about creating exploded views. So here's your assembly model. It should look something like this. Once you get it all together, we're going to do the exploded view. We don't have to do like Inventor. Inventor, you create a presentation file that's separate from the assembly model, and you have to keep track of the two files, and it's a pain in the neck. So Solidworks lets you do everything in one assembly model, and the way we locate the exploded view or the configurations is going to the configuration manager. And that's this third tab over at the top. So here's the configuration manager, and I've already created an exploded view. So I'll open this up here, and there it is right there. It's dimmed out. If I double click on it, it'll activate it. And this is what your exploded view should look at, something like this when you get finished with it. So, and then you double click it, and that'll deactivate it. If you happen to leave it turned on and you go back and work on your assembly, it's going to look like an exploded view, and that's not going to be no good. So when you get done with your exploded view, you'll want to go turn it off and know that it's still there. Alright, so let's get started on it. We'll make a new exploded view. And so the way you start exploded views is you go to your assembly tab, go to the configuration manager, and hit, not surprising, exploded view button. Then you'll get your dialog box, and what we're going to do is grab some parts to explode. And so I think I want to group these together and move them all up at the same time to make my life easier, have fewer steps. So maybe I'll grab the RF load, click it, it goes in the blue box, and this is explode step 1. And I'm not control clicking, I'm just clicking, and it grabs them and puts them in the blue box. So now I've got those 4, and then now I'll grab this Y axis here, and I'll just drag them up a little bit. And maybe I'll take it up about, I don't know, whatever looks good, 4 inches or so. And I can change those values over here if I wanted to, and I can do multiple rotations and translations on each step, but that'll be into that. Here you don't say OK, because that'll take you out of exploded view, and you'll have an exploded view with just one step. So when you get the first step done, just say done, and now it's ready for explode step number 2. And maybe I'll grab this one and this one and this one, and then pull them this way, maybe over here somewhere, and maybe I'm done with that, and I'll say done. Now I'm ready for explode step 3, and I'll say I want this one and this one to go straight down. So that doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to say done on that, and now maybe I want to do my capture blocks. And so I'm going to do these fasteners at the same time. So I want to grab the 2 capture blocks. I'll grab these 2 fasteners and just watch them populate in the blue box over here. And there's this guy and this guy. And then maybe that's enough, and I'll drag these up some amount and say done somewhere. And now I'll grab the 4 fasteners and pull them up together. So maybe you're getting a kind of an idea. These doing these exploded views are just, you get good at them by just practicing. And so now I'll pull those up together. And maybe now I'll say OK. So there's a new exploded view, and I can rename these like I can my features, and I can reorder these or edit them or delete them just like I can everything else. Alright, so now let's see how we might do our exploded line, the little trails that follow the fasteners back down. And so to do that, you hit the where's the button? Somewhere in here. Exploded line sketch. Explode line sketch. So what this does is it just it automates creating a gigantic 3D sketch. that shows those lines. And so let's just do it. That's probably the best way to learn how to do it. Explode line sketch. What I almost always do is follow the fasteners down to their final spot. And so the way I do that is I grab a cylindrical feature. So I'm going to grab this cylindrical feature, or not a cylindrical feature, excuse me, a circular feature. I grab that circular feature, and I got an arrow here. If I want to flip the direction, I can click on the arrow and it'll go up. If I click on it again, it'll go down. I want that to go down, and so I want to do that on one end. And then I just come down. I don't grab this circle here because I want that exploded line trail to go all the way down to here. And so the second circle I want to select is right here, and it makes the line, and then you say okay. And then you just do that over and over again. And you can, when you want to make a new, see, there's that 3D exploded sketch right there. And so, am I still in the sketch? All right, so when you want to do some more, let's do these, let's move these fasteners here down. Let's go back and do another exploded view. So you don't hit the exploded view button again. You just edit the exploded view you've already started. So I want to right click, edit feature. Now I'm back inside that exploded view with my 5 steps. Now it's ready for step 6. I want this guy, and I want this guy. I want to pull them down. And then I'll say done. And now I will say, I'm going to get out of my exploded view. And now I'm going to go back and create some more explode line sketch. And now maybe I'll grab this circle here. On the bottom, I'm going to start a trail right here. So there's a circle. Arrow's going in the correct direction. And I want that trail to go down through the standoff, over and down through the slot, and all the way down to this fastener. And there's another circle there. And if you do your explodes correctly, it'll do a little jog for you like that automatically. And so that's the game. You just keep playing that game over and over again, and you'll end up with a nice exploded view. Once you get your exploded view done, not only can you use it on the drawing, you can also do things like right click on it and say animate. Where do you animate it? I'm still in the command. If I right click on exploded view, animate collapse, then it will go replay the thing and put it all back together again. And it does it in the order in which you exploded it. And so if you get them out of order and it doesn't look like you want it to look, you can just go back and reorder those like I showed you a minute ago. And you can actually save this out to an AVI file. So instead of doing a drawing of exploded view, maybe you just make an animation and you don't have to do a drawing. You just send the AVI file out to your assembly folks. And you know, if they're making it in China, or they're making it in Taiwan, or they're making it in Italy, you don't have to translate your drawing to their language. You just send the video. The video tells you exactly what to do. So that's pretty clever. So I'll stop that. All right, so that gives you an idea how to do exploded views. So you'll do all your exploded views. And then once you finish that, we'll get to the third video, which will be using that exploded view to make your assembly drawing with your bomb and balloons. So until then, enjoy.